up to them and get a hit when they stop their football. They're forced to expend even more football than they normally would have for most hunters. So forward, it's just it's difficult to play against Axeboy. I think Slade's may use that to advantage here. We are going to see the No Man's Land spawn or Big Rock spawn here from Slade. 2 Survivor spawn over near Shack. That's immediately where he's going to head to, and it is JoJo, who I believe is the Acrobat, if I'm not mistaken. So that might be a pretty good find for him. Obviously, looking for Mechanic first. Oh, it is the Mechanic, actually. Okay, so it's not the Acrobat. And the question is, does he find the bot here? That's going to be very important. And he doesn't look like he saw it, Grizzly.
It doesn't look like he saw. It was very well hidden, and we also saw JoJo transitioning out of this area. You can see it right here. JoJo running into a safer spot if the Mechanic stall is not found. We can see that Slade just has to rotate. Slade just has to move and find the next better target. We still have JoJo in the area, and he finds JoJo, he finds the Mechanic again. That's the best find for the X-Boy right here. You want to go for the main decoder, but the doll is in a very, very good spot. Oh, that flame hit already puts damage on JoJo. Fantastic job from Slade. Really, really starting off strong with the X-Boy right here. We have the doll over there hiding. That means as soon as the Mechanic is on the chair, we still have an additional decoder on the field, which would put more pressure on Slade when it comes to the Cypher Rush. This flame is coming in. Dodges the flame but takes the first survivor down. Fantastic job from Slade. But again, Omega doing a great job with the doll being hidden like that. This is still putting Slade into a tough situation.
Yeah, especially because he has fast pallet breaking speed and confined space, which means he either has no trump card or no detention. If that's the case, that means his later games can be very weak. So even with a quick down, it's still a drawn position because there's a doll in play. Now, interesting decision here. Omega's forward actually just left JoJo completely. It would have been very strong for the forward to help support the kite, support after they got knocked down. Of course, supporting against Axeboy is more difficult, but it's still strong for forward to help support there. So the fact that the forward just left there is a very interesting decision for Omega. And unfortunately, it doesn't really benefit them. If anything, it's just difficult for the Cypher Edge because the forward naturally decodes slow and also to leave Cyphers there. So, yeah, maybe a slight misstep from Omega, I'm not really sure. But we're going to see probably no rescue. Just going to use that bot as long as possible. Try to push some extra Cypher machines. We do see FY over at the sandbags area. That's probably going to be Slade's next target here. Still has Blink. So he still has a lot of good options here in terms of chase. So, Slade, yeah, while it may still be a drawn position because of the Cypher Rush, there's still a chance that Slade can try to push for more as this game progresses.
Absolutely fantastic job right there. I mean, you always have to make a decision. One survivor goes down quite quick. What are you doing? Are you going in for the rescue and slow down the Cypher machine progress? Or are you just leaving that survivor on the chair? Wow, these flames are hitting. Fantastic job from Slade again, hitting the Acrobat right away with a flame. That could put him into a really, really good position. He has Blink ready, but the charge attack was not long enough, and that is putting Omega into a really good position because now Blink is gone. We have the Acrobat right there kiting it out, and again we have 3 Cypher machines remaining, but thanks to the doll there should be 1 Cypher machine almost done. So it is definitely... Oh, can't dodge that flame in this narrow path. You just cannot escape from that. And we have the basement here as well. This could be a fantastic change of pace right here for Slade. Again, we are still kind of in a tying position, 2 Cypher machines remaining, but this with the basement right here, if you can't pull off a proper rescue, this could put Omega in a difficult situation.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see Psychologist giving to Nidus. Now the question is, who else has Tide Tuner? I imagine Ford was one of them. Does Psychologist have it, or did Mechanic have it? We're going to see Psychologist come for the save, able to dodge that flame, and is going to drop down. So there's no, there's not going to be any free drop hits here. We're going to see the he's trying to body block him from getting that. Sure, goes for the swing, gets the hit. He is able to get the rescue, and he does have Tide Turner. So Acrobat can use a slow bomb here, try to get out of basement. Does he get around? He gets around the slow bomb as well, so he's not going to be slowed down by this. No blink available for Slade. He's going to try to go for this flame here. Just going to change targets to Psychologist. This is fine, just try to get extra injuries on the board, but you see the last Cypher machine already with 20% progress here. Ford probably going to go ahead and start it right away here. Can he dodge the flame? No, he gets the flame snipe onto the Psychologist as well. And that's another fast down for Slade. He's actually not sharing basement, which is interesting. If he used that path there, he could have possibly made it to basement. He's going to share middle here instead. Ford's going to rush down that last Cypher, and they're going to trade off. Ford's going to come for the save. Acrobat's going to go to the Cypher, and they're going to hope that Slade doesn't pressure the last Cypher machine.
Good thing for Omega right here is that Psychologist went down to 2 hits, and with Tide Turner wasn't actually activating the ability to heal herself, so therefore she has the entire healing ability left. So as soon as she gets off the chair, if she is not getting rescued with Tide Turner, now she gets rescued with Tide Turner, but again, the healing effect will take place in 20 seconds, and if she is going down again, Ford can still come in for another rescue, and that rescue will immediately trigger the ability of the Psychologist to heal up again. So it is a really good situation for Omega right here. Acrobat is still focusing on that last Cypher. Oh, the healing is coming through, and now Psychologist taking that hit, but still being up. That is absolutely fantastic. Changes target, knows that that last Cypher machine must be close to being primed, and tries to close the gap right here to the Acrobat. We can definitely see that the forward will rotate in to not only take that turn on the Cypher machine, but also harass the Slate from, you know, just to not have Phi down anytime soon.
Oh, he goes for the ball. He wasn't able to get the ball off. Yeah, a huge misstep from FY there, and Slade, he's going to pick him up with a little bit of a slowdown here, obviously, but can they prime the last Cypher machine? It looks like Forward is able to prime it, but Psychologist is not there. Psychologist needs to rotate to that Cypher to try to pop it here. I think, no, they're going to stay on the other Cypher machine instead. Now he's trying to pressure. We see Slade knows this. He knows the Cypher's prime, so he's going to stay around this area and try to force the any survivor from actually popping it here. And again, it looks like no trump card. If he had trump card, he would have switched to abnormal here, which means he has an up-down build with confined space and detention and just blink here. And this is the downside of not carrying trump card on Axpo. He's trying to go for the flame on the forward. The forward can actually just pop the Cypher. He's letting forward run around here, and forward can easily just pop the Cypher machine for free. It looks like he's going to wait a little bit instead. This is risky because it risks the chance of him getting flamed, but he didn't even see the forward, it looks like.
Is popping that Cypher right away because Slade is not having his eyes on any survivors. Now goes for K-Dad, which is the Psychologist, and Psychologist is definitely transitioning away from the backgate, which gives them enough time. We see the Acrobat already working on the backgate. That means backgate will be opened. You already mentioned the trump card is not in play. This is a secure tie. Forward is coming towards the Acrobat. We have the Psychologist down. There is no other outcome than the tie. We have the two survivors escaping through the backgate. Slade brings K-Dad on the rocket chair. Fantastic first match from both sides. Slade eliminating two survivors, securing the tie right. Round number one right here to just tie up round number one completely. But at the same time, Sculptor can be extremely strong, can not only put the first survivor on the chair and then put pressure on other Cypher machines. It can potentially play out very, very well for Nico right here, since Sculptor is still a very, very meta character. So we see that we are rotating into Elfman right here. Elfman, who is, as far as I know, the barmaid, right?
What's the postman? We'll see in a moment, but it looks like it's the postman, I believe. And yeah, it is the postman. So he's going to be looking around this this front gate area, trying to find the location of this hidden survivor. Beautiful job from the postman not to give away anything too early. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and rotate towards the middle. Look at this rotation from FT. Very good communication. They're only revealing, I believe that's the mercenary. They're only revealing mercenary, which is very strong. You don't want to let any other survivor get found here. Nico's going to go ahead and go towards factory, but Psychologist already gone. Excellent rotation there. Is going to go towards sandbags instead. Now the problem here, Grizzly, is if he follows the Psychologist towards sandbags, he's going to find the barmaid, and that is, of course, the weakest character for going against the Sculptor here. So let's see what he's able to do. He does see the trail of the Psychologist. He may not see barmaid at all. Oh, does he see barmaid here? That could be really weak. No, it looks like he's going to go for Psychologist instead.
Going for Psychologist. Barmaid was getting out of sight, is still rotating away from this area, from the Hunter. And we can see FT really setting themselves up for an extremely strong start right here. Rotating around, buying so much time for the rest of the team to just decode. We have Barmaid kind of crossing the line of sight right here. But Nico still concentrating on the Psychologist. Didn't see that there were other scratch marks on the floor, was not hitting through that window. We have the Psychologist healing up against this one hit of the statue. That is it's just so tough to go against the Psychologist who can heal up. And look at these dodges. Not only dodges the statues, also the normal hits. This is the second normal hit that she was able to dodge and still not able to connect right here. Fantastic start from FT. They definitely set themselves up for a really, really strong position to get a potential victory, at least a tie. It seems really good for FT right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna use the Chisel just to force the Barman off the side for a little bit here. We see Blink here for Nico. Now the question is, what kind of build does he have? We saw last week he went no detention. He just had trump card and confined space, so fast pallet breaking speed. The question is, does he still have that here? That could be very strong in the end game. Trying to mind game here, trying to hide his red light. Oh, Psychologist falls for it. She falls for the red light trick, and it's going to go down a little bit earlier than probably FT would have wanted. She definitely could have kited that longer, definitely could have forced that blink, but instead, Nico was able to get around. But look at that, 2 Cypher Machines remaining, Grizzly. As long as Mercenary makes a clean rescue here without getting double hit, this position is definitely winning for FT.
That is for sure. That was such a strong trick right here, but at the same time, as you already mentioned, it still looks extremely good for FT, and we can see that these hits are not connecting. Nico is really swinging, and we can see that it was a hit on the Mercenary, but still you want to concentrate on that first survival elimination. The Psychologist, if you can bring down that Psychologist fast enough, you will definitely have a better chance to potentially tie this. Again, FT currently in a really strong situation. Terror shocks the Psychologist over this window right here. And now we can see that Nico is having her on the chair for the second time. Cypher Machines are at 60% though, which means they could potentially, definitely push the Cypher Machines to being primed. And that could be a very tough situation late game for Nico. Still, on FT's side, they definitely have the chance to get the victory out of this, but for Omega, they want to tie this. They want to push it for a tie. Look at the Cypher Machines, 90%. We have the Psychologist very fast now. We have the 2 Cypher Machines both popping, but Psychologist is not getting up right here. Cypher Machines pop, Psychologist can't get up, and that means Psychologist is eliminated. Very surprising situation right here. And now this seems to be a good position for Omega to actually come back and secure at least a tie if Nico is able to get that survivor down quickly.
Yeah, I'm so confused. Did she not have borrowed time? I guess not. She just must not have had borrowed time. Why? There's no reason. You always bring borrowed time. I don't understand the idea behind that at all here. It looks like we're going to see him teleport just like that. This is a winning position, or not a winning position, but a tied position here for Nico. I mean, the FT had such a strong start there, and Psychologist just not carrying borrowed time here really just works perfectly for Nico. There's, again, no reason to ever not bring borrowed time, so I'm not really sure the idea behind that, but it looks like he is changing targets to Postman. There's still a chance FT can win. Postman has dungeon in the area, but Sculptor does have detention, has to dodge these statues as much as possible. There's the first set. Is Postman? No, he wasn't able to dodge it there. 2 chips away, and this is getting increasingly difficult for the Postman. Every hit that he takes becomes even more challenging. He's going to push the dungeon here, though. Nico gives him the chance to go for it. Is he going to take it? Goes for the dog, and I think he missed the dog there. Is going to dodge that statue. He needs to try to die on top of the dungeon, but the gate's not open. Goes for the swing. Can he potentially crawl the rest of the way? And it looks like just a little bit short here, and we are going to have a tie for round 1. It looks like Grizzly. Wow, what a turn of events there.
What a turn of events indeed. FT playing extremely strong with the early game rotation. Have FT on the hunting side. I'm very curious to see how this round number 2 plays out again. After seeing the round number 1, I am just excited to see these 2 teams that are neck and neck going against each other.
We are going to see the shore spawn here from Nico going towards Crab Shack first. Sometimes we see hunters go towards Big Boat. Try to find a survivor there. Survivor does spawn in front of Big Boat, but of course chasing on the Big Boat area is very difficult. It looks like he is going to catch the sight of, I think that's the coordinator, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like he is going to commit to this chase here, bringing that spawn forward. We are going to see a pause here from Nico, just making sure everything's still around 2 Dreamwitch with a tough comp here. We're going to see Nico, looks like he spawned probably behind Mini Boat, I would imagine, with the location that he's going to currently. And he's going to go ahead and immediately find sight of, it looks like that's the female dancer, immediately dropping a slow box here, taking an interesting route. We're probably going to see the leech just go ahead and break the slow box. She does have this pallet to work with, but Nico doing an excellent job. Look at this trap here, Grizzly. He's going to go for another box here, can use the little troll to spin away here, able to avoid this hit. The pallet is still here, and she's not going to take it because she knows the leech is waiting in Shack, and she's going to use that troll to make distance. But now the follower right here, he has Hunt as well. He's going to be able to catch up and get a free spawn hit, which is a perfect start here for Nico.
Fantastic start with the spawn hit. We still have the leech that is attached to the female dancer following around, and that might definitely be a great start, not only for Nico right here, because that is bringing the female dancer into a tough situation. We can see the leeches are coming through. They are coming through, and it is going to be the female dancer that is the first survivor that is going down. It was with the leech that was attached to the female dancer, which is definitely good, but we can also see that the main body can already leech another survivor. We have the female dancer now going to the chair. Nico already getting ready to see where the next survivor, the next target is. And you can see Arusa is coming into the mix right here and is getting ready for a rescue, or potentially just rotating out.
Yeah, he's going to use that leech here. He's going to drop it on the middle cipher just to prevent anyone from decoding it. It looks like about 70% progress there. And Mercenary is coming in for that first rescue. Yeah, I mean, the situation isn't bad. Female Dancer's Kite, it was okay, but you also were able to die a leech, which makes it a lot stronger than it actually looks. Anytime a survivor dies to a leech and forces the Dreamwitch to go for an extra leech, that's very strong. We're just going to hit onto the Mercenary and the rescue onto the Female Dancer. Now the question is, he's able to get a spawn hit. Will Nico be able to leech this Mercenary as well and get more pressure on the board? And it looks like he is. That cooldown already up here. Just the power of Dreamwitch, the pressure Dreamwitch applies to the board here. Dropping the leech on the middle cipher as well. This forces the Patient away, and Patient runs right into the main body, which means he can actually use a Patroller here to potentially get a free hit. The follower right there goes for the hook, able to avoid it, but the Patroller knocks him down here, and he's still able to get a free hit, and he causes Patient to not only waste a free hook, they're also getting a hit on him as well. So Nico just an excellent position here, and it really goes to show the power of Dreamwitch here, especially in later rounds.
Extremely strong start. You can also see on the survivor side they didn't pick up the mark so far, and that is something that's very crucial, because as Dreamwitch, you have the map pressure when you have all the leeches on the field, right? You have leeches on the field that can protect Cypher machines, that will always follow the survivors, and if you are on the surviving team, you want to get rid of the leeches. You want to de-leech as much as you can, especially to prepare for late game. If you have all these late leeches on the field late game, it's going to be so difficult. But right now, with all these hits on the survivor side, you can barely catch up. You can see that the female dancer is going down, Mercenary is also falling down, and female dancer, I think, on the chair for the second time. Still 3 Cypher machines up and running. They have 2 Cypher machines at over 60%, but at the same time the 5th Cypher machine is missing. And again, against the Dreamwitch, especially late game, if you have so many leeches on the field, only having the concentration, the focus on one Cypher machine is gonna be extremely difficult. So right now it just looks extremely good with the female dancer already out of the game. This could be a match where FT now needs to concentrate on, you know, at least one survivor out through the dungeon.
Yeah, and you see exactly why Coordinator is just not a very good character for the Dreamwitch. He went for the shoot to on that spawn to give him more distance. We see him get the pallet stun. It's going to keep him alive a little bit longer here, but yeah, only 1 hook remaining for the Patient. Dreamwitch still has a blink available on some of those followers on this one as well. But yeah, you see why Coordinator, it's such a weak character for Dreamwitch. He's able to shoot that follower camping the chair, but another one waiting nearby immediately, knocking down the dancer right after here. It looks like he's going to go ahead and go for the Mercenary here. Still has an elbow pad, so they're going to have to use that elbow pad early so they don't get blinked hit here. But yeah, 2 Cypher machines have progress. The 3rd one has not even been started yet, and 2 leeches in play. There's really no way for the survivors to come back from this. This is just such a dominant position here for Nico.
They know that. As you can see, Cypher machine progress is not going on at all. They are all rotating around. They're all trying to get into better positions, and I would assume, as you can see, Coordinator trying to find an item right here. They're trying to set up the late game to where they can get 1 survivor through the dungeon. That is crucial. Again, that's the only... Oh, wasn't able to avoid that blink hit right here, but utilized the elbow pad to just get a little bit of distance, but that's not gonna help the Mercenary, who will eventually fall down. Again, it's just gonna be Nico who is going to try and figure out all the survivors' locations, is trying to bring down all the survivors, and that is going to be difficult for FT. Even though, with them going to item boxes, setting themselves up for a, you know, dungeon escape, it's gonna be extremely difficult against the Dreamwitch to make it out through the dungeon.
Yeah, and we're going to see Mercenary get placed on the rocket chair, of course, Coordinator with the leech as well. So he's just going to go pressure the Coordinator with that leech. He's trying to see which ciphers are being decoded, but it looks like it doesn't really matter. You know, even if this Patient is able to pop 1 Cypher machine, he has pressure on Coordinator. He can bring this spawn follower over to the Patient Cypher he wants. Goes for the blink there, is able to get the down, and he's going to bring that spawn follower over towards Elfman. The Patient here, and just keep pressuring him down this way. He's going to go ahead and leech this Coordinator first. And yeah, it's just a matter of time here. No one can rescue the Mercenary, everybody injured. And he can really just slug these survivors here. Leave the leech on the Coordinator. Coordinator does opt to use self-heal. You can easily just down her again with that leech there. And now we're going to see Patient try to come in for at least 1 rescue here, but it's very difficult. It's really just a do or die situation here. You can try to go for the hook, you can try to go for the save. Hope that he can be a hit on Chair. Goes for the rescue here. Can he get it? Gets the swing. It's not a hit on Chair, which means Patient's still going to try to make this save. It's going to be very difficult here. Goes for the save, and no, just going to get that hit down right away. Coordinator will get picked up here, and that is a 4-survivor elimination here for Nico.
Dream, which we had Lakeside Village. Lakeside Village not the best map for Dreamwitch, and the survivors could have potentially tied that out as well, especially with, you know, the long distance that has the hunter to go to get to the survivors. Let's just jump into the second half right here.
Miniboat and spawn for the Ant here, immediately going towards middle. Of course, no survivor. Besides Mercenary would dare take that middle Cypher machine. It's just too risky here. It looks like a Cypher. Oh, it did spawn middle, but yeah, we're going to see them rotate away instead, going towards Big Boat here, which is K-Dead. Will he commit to this character? It looks like most likely probably will, which is the Priestess. Not a very strong chase target. We're going to see Psychologist over at short. Very risky here. Does he change targets to potentially that Psychologist? No, he's trying to mind game this survivor here. Goes for that jump, trying to close the distance, and he runs into the cat. That cat cancel actually hit the Priestess, which means he's not gonna be able to use portals for a few seconds, but he should have enough distance where he can't get that portal back before the next cats are online.
I want to highlight, I think I saw that Slade was running into the doll, but wasn't able to find that doll and was transitioning away from that. So absolutely fantastic start from the survivor side, again with the Priestess on the big boat. Such a strong kiting area. Again, Priestess with these portals. Slade knows that he has to transition away from that. He has to figure out another target. Finds the Psychologist, utilizes Blink to get that first hit done. Psychologist heals up, so that means the Psychologist can tank another hit before she goes down, and that is definitely something that will be beneficial for Omega right here. Psychologist, early kite can definitely buy a lot of time. Takes another hit. We saw Psychologist earlier kiting out the hunter for quite some time. Let's see if that will happen again.
Yeah, now the good news here for the survivors is that, oh, the portal's here, Grizzly, and there's no teleport. Yeah, he has Blink. He can just take this portal. There's no option to teleport. Gonna break the pallet. He's gonna hit the Psychologist, but it doesn't matter. He's taking the portal all the way to Big Boat. The good news here as well, Priestess never gave a free hit, which means Mechanic is still decoding at a pretty reasonable speed. The Cypher Rush is gonna be very fast, so he's forced to change targets. Will he even go to Big Boat at all? Probably not. Psychologist has, yeah, look at how fast the Priestess heals. That is actually incredible, and it looks like he's going to be forced to change targets. The only survivor in the vicinity is the Mercenary, so now he has to go to Big Boat, but it doesn't matter. That Psychologist is long healed up here. You have Priestess portals to help you support here, and Mechanic back to decoding at full efficiency. This is going to be a very good position for Omega. It's definitely winning here.
Wow, that is so strong, and we can see how Psychologist was hiding there and was hopping out of the Big Boat. Again, it was a tough situation for Slade. He knew that there were 2 survivors on the big boat, so going towards the big boat definitely a secure find of survivors, but at the same time big boat just so strong, especially for Priestess right here, and we can see K-Dead really buying time for the team. Even if K-Dead takes a hit right here, it's still an extremely strong game. Look at that. No survivor is injured anymore. The Cypher machines are basically 4 Cypher machines done, or at least 3 Cypher machines done. 2 at halfway. Portals are coming through. Priestess, again, such a strong character on these bigger maps. Not only providing help for Psychologists, but also now just providing an extremely strong kite for the team. What a fantastic situation for Omega right here. They might potentially be able to get a bit bigger point gap between these 2 teams by getting a free survivor escape right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Slade can still jump to these cats even though they're up in the air, but it doesn't matter. He's not able to actually cat any survivor. He has another portal. We're expecting him to portal into Big Boat. Look at that. Right into Big Boat, escaping again. Another cat being cut out. Interesting route from Kennedy. He's going to go down the side ramp here. Does Slade see this and follow him down? It looks like he didn't see it immediately, but he didn't see it at all. Wow, he loses sight of the Ant here, and loses sight of the Priestess, and that's really strong here for the survivors. He's gonna change targets again, but at this point it's way too late here. Only 1 injury on the board. No one's even been shared yet. Missing this cat as well. The last Cypher machine already 40% of the way done. Mercenary starting a new one here just in case. And yeah, Slade is really on the back foot here. So survivors potentially on track to get 4 survivors out here. Mercenary still has Tide Turner. If they were to pop the Cypher machine before this survivor goes down, Mercenary can rescue with Tide Turner, and they can push for a 4 survivor escape, maybe even a 10-0 for this round.
It is absolutely fantastic. We can see Slade right here being patient, not taking the pellets. But again, this might be extremely difficult. We can see that Psychologist not dropping down, because if you drop down, you might take the hit that comes with Slade's swing, and that might be cancelling out the attack recovery. Now buying more time, Cypher Machines primed. We saw the Mechanic on that Cypher as well, so we know Mechanic most likely being on the exit gate right there, already prepared to open it up. We have Slade in such a difficult situation right here, because as soon as that happens, we can see Psychologist gets up, gets the speed boost, gets running. Psychologist is now the survivor that needs to provide as much time as possible. I'm curious to see if the Priestess might potentially come into, you know, place some portals to rescue Cloud right here, but that will be a secure 3-survivor escape, and I think they will take it. They will take it. That is an 8-1, 7.
Kind of a surprise for both of us, Grizzly. It is a hunter that Nico had in his back pocket, just not one we expected for him to really play. It's not something that he likes to play a lot, but Gardner is just very, very weak to Bonbon. So weak. It's the Bonbon is the hardest counter, probably, arguably, to Gardner this entire game. So going Gardner here is just so difficult. On top of that, Gravekeeper, very bad kiter against the Bonbon. Postman can be fine, but Entomologist also can be weak because the bees get knocked down. When you chip bees with the bombs, it's a full half damage to the bees. It's not a quarter damage. So Bonbon is just such a good character for this team comp. And this is why you never really see Gardner, because you can easily just pick another character that counters him. Goes for the 2-bomb here. Does he get the chip? No. Gravekeeper able to dodge that first chip here, immediately rotating towards the fake gate area here. Is he able to get the first one? He is. Gravekeeper is going to get to this pallet. He is going to shovel right here, try to dodge this bomb here. Is he able to dodge it? And Nico chips him out of shovel, and he nuts another hit right after. Gravekeeper running in an interesting, a bit of an interesting route there. Nico taking advantage and getting a free hit. Now he has his control bomb online as well because of the free chip on that shovel. If he's able to hit this here, this is going to be a very fast down for Nico. He's going to go for, it looks like 2-second bombs instead. We should expect a control bomb right here at this window. Does he go for it? He does get the chip and the down on the Gravekeeper, and that is fast enough for probably a draw here for Nico. There's going to have to be a really strong rebound kite here if the survivors want any chance to try to turn things around.
That patience with the controlled bomb really paid off. Really was waiting for the right moment to bring down that Gravekeeper right away. Fantastic job from Nico. And yeah, I'm very curious to see how FT will respond to that. Again, they need to play it a little bit more risky right now. They need to get that rescue. They can't have the Gravekeeper die right away, because they need to get at least 3 survivors out. And if the Gravekeeper is down, Nico can really concentrate on another survivor to eliminate. So they definitely have to go in for the rescue. I was about to mention when we talked about the Gardener. Gardener, you know, could potentially destroy rocket chairs, and we all know, struggling free is not real. Struggling free is not real. I think it's a myth. It's very difficult to actually struggle free. If anyone can help that situation, if anyone can make struggle free reality, it is the Gardener, and I would absolutely love to see that. That would be absolutely fantastic. But we can see that the survivor sides are survivor side is really focusing on decoding and just leaves the Gravekeeper on the chair, and now it's so difficult. There are still 3 Cypher Machines up. Yes, okay, one is already at 70, but let's say 2 Cypher Machines completely untouched, and Nico can just concentrate on that one survivor elimination. If Nico pulls off the tie right here, we won't even see a second half of this round right here, because it is impossible for FT to come back from this by points. So therefore, Nico is in such a strong situation right now for Omega to secure that victory.
Yeah, we're going to see Gardner go for the vault. Oh, really risky vault here. For those of you who may be wondering why that wasn't a Terror Shock, if the Gardner has... It's weird. If the Gardner has, like, completely finished the vault and is already kind of on the way down, the hit will still register, but it won't count as a Terror Shock. I know it doesn't make any sense, but IDV mechanics don't really make sense in real life either. So, anyways, we're going to see him go for the Gardner here towards the back of Graveyard here, trying to go for the bubble. Does get the bubble off in time, but you see why Bonbon is such a good character against Gardner, because it just chips it right off there, and another fast down for Nico. And, you know, we saw no rescue, which means that one of these survivors does have to kite to dungeon. And if that's going to be the case, it's just so difficult here. I believe the survivor should have gone for one rescue, used the bees to try to push the Bonbon away so they could get the save off, and then the Gravekeeper used the shovel. He still had a shovel to work with, so they could have gone for a support rescue there. Even Gardner could have gone for the rescue. She has a bubble, which means that can force an extra bomb chip, plus the Entomologist bees, plus Gravekeeper having shovel, gives a very likely chance of a rebound kite, but it looks like they didn't go for it, and that might be the difference between them potentially winning here and at best getting a draw.
I absolutely agree. It was that first survivor. Sometimes you need to decide what way you are going. The first survivor down early sometimes leads to the survivors just leaving the survivor on the chair and just pushing for the ciphers, but at the same time they have to get 3 survivor escape, and now having the first survivor already out of the game, it makes it very, very difficult. Even if they are able to pop off that last cipher machine and get up the Gardener in time as soon as she's on the chair again, it is going to be difficult, because then we have late game Guard 26 who just needs to bring down the Gardener one more time, and that is definitely a situation that is very beneficial for Omega right here. Concentrating on that Gardener right now brings the Gardener to the chair in graveyard. Now one survivor needs to push in for the rescue. We can see that the entomologist is... Oh wait, Gardener was rescued after half, so that is already deciding this match. I haven't seen that the rescue was a little bit too late. Absolutely fantastic job. Nico basically now trying to hunt down as many survivors as he can. He has set himself up for another victory right here in round number 3, the first half. And just another question that I want to ask, because you mentioned that Gardener was taking that hit, and you said Gardener has the mechanic that if the Gardener is already over, he will take the hit but not the Terror Shock. Is that specifically a situation for the Gardener?
Sorry, can you rephrase that one more time?
Because you mentioned that she was vaulting, right? She was vaulting and not taking the Terror Shock,
right.
And she was vaulting the window. You mentioned
oh,
that...
yeah. Yeah, so basically, no, it's like that for all characters. We are going to see Postman